It's been over a year since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. A year of pain, destruction, and bloodshed, with hundreds of thousands killed and millions more displaced from their homes. Using an array of weapons technology, the Russian military has pummeled wide areas in Ukraine with airstrikes and has conducted major rocket and artillery bombardments, resulting in large numbers of casualties. When Vladimir Putin began his invasion, he expected to take control of Ukraine within 10 days. So what went wrong? Why did his plan fail? And how close did he come to succeeding? The United Nations and NATO condemned the Russian invasion over Ukraine, yet Russia still continues their attack on Ukraine. The invasion has been a war on all fronts, but most especially, the artillery battle has taken center stage. Recently, Ukraine got a hold of several PZH-2000 units from multiple nations. The PZH-2000 has proven to be a reliable and effective weapon for Ukraine. With Russia's relentless attacks over Ukraine, 100 units of the PZH-2000 will be in action on the battlefield soon. And the question is, can Russia stop the PZH-2000, known in the military field as one of the strongest artillery systems, even gaining the nickname, the heavy-duty monster? The situation is particularly complicated in Donbas, where the artillery battle is at its most intense. The war has become entrenched in the mining region, where pro-Russian separatists backed by the Kremlin and Ukrainian forces have been engaged in fighting since 2014. The battle for Bakhmut, where the opposing sides are locked in a vicious and grueling contest for control of the city, is become more and more difficult, Zelensky has acknowledged. Vladimir Putin's forces have gained ground and occupy parts of the city, which is in the province of Donetsk, and where many of the 70,000 inhabitants who called it home before the invasion have fled amid street-to-street combat. Artillery is central to the Russian way of war, so it is beholden upon Western forces to properly understand how it has been applied in Ukraine. Ukraine has learned from its experience in the war to conceal and relocate its PZH-2000s after each firing mission. Ukraine has also used decoys, smokescreens, and electronic countermeasures to confuse and evade Russia's sensors and attacks. On June, the first day of Ukraine's counteroffensive, Kyiv on paper had no fewer than 2,500 big guns and launchers. Moscow had around 4,500. And over the following weeks, the Ukrainians steadily chipped away at this advantage by destroying 4 times as many Russian howitzers and launchers as the Russians have destroyed Ukrainian howitzers and launchers. Why the Ukrainians gradually are winning the counter-battery fight should be obvious. Huge consignments of Western-made systems, which often are more reliable, more accurate, and farther firing than Soviet-style systems are, radically have improved Ukraine's 13 artillery and rocket brigades. Perhaps most importantly, the Ukrainians have received scores of counter-battery radars that spot incoming artillery shells and rockets, pinpoint the source, and cue friendly howitzers and launchers to fire back. The PZH-2000 has also achieved a remarkable level of technical durability by firing a total of 20,000 rounds during its active service life, setting a new record for the Ukrainian armed forces. The PZH-2000's self-propelled artillery was developed by the German companies Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann and Rheinmetall. Work on this model began in 1986. Currently, this artillery is rightfully considered one of the best in the world, combining high mobility, range, and rate of fire as well as accuracy. Since its introduction, the PZH-2000 has been adopted by many countries as a replacement for the M109 howitzer. It first saw use in the war in Afghanistan, when, in August 2006, the Fire Support Command of the Royal Netherlands Army used it against the Taliban in the Canadian-led Operation Medusa. The PZH-2000 self-propelled gun is capable of overcoming an elevation angle of 45 degrees and obstacles up to 1 meter high. In addition, this self-propelled gun has excellent cross-country ability. The 56-ton machine can overcome all terrains due to its crawler track. One of the most important advantages of this 155mm self-propelled gun is its range. Even with a standard DM-121 boat-tail projectile, this self-propelled gun can fire at a distance of 67 kilometers. The PZH-2000 gun mount also holds the world record for the range of a shot from a barrel with a length of 52 calibers. After all, the PZH-2000 can boast of a high rate of fire. This artillery installation is able to treat the enemy with 10 to 12 shots per minute. In addition, it has the option of firing in a row, when the first 3 shells are fired in 9 seconds. This is thanks to the autoloader, which is electrically driven, digitally controlled, and has the ability to load 60 ignited projectiles and charges in less than 12 minutes. As secondary armament is fitted with a 7.62mm Rheinmetall MG3 machine gun. The German howitzer is superior in many ways to the Soviet-made Peony artillery system it replaced. It is full of bells and whistles like an electronic targeting system and automatic loading, allowing soldiers to rapidly fire a volley of shells in less than half the time it would have taken to fire 1 shell on the old system. It is also safer. Soldiers ride within an armored capsule, which the men said had withstood direct hits by mortars and indirect fire from an array of artillery shells. The Peony, which Russia's forces also possess, had no armor, and soldiers would ride on top, exposed to whatever the Russian side could throw at them.